Hey everyone, welcome back to Bake Me Vegan. Today I have another recipe for you guys, and it is the requested orange creamsicle cake. I had a poll on my Instagram and you guys voted that you wanted the recipe, so that's what we have today. All right, I'm just not gonna wait. Let's go ahead and get into it. Start off by greasing and flouring 3 6 or 7 inch cake pans. And you do need to flour these, I just did not show that step. And then you're going to mix all of your dry ingredients. So 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and then you're just going to whisk that together and set it aside. And then in another bowl, we're going to mix our wet ingredients. So 1½ cups of orange juice, half of a cup of plant milk of your choice, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil or melted vegan butter, a teaspoon of vanilla, and the secret ingredient, a teaspoon of almond extract, and then the zest of 1 orange. And then half of a teaspoon of orange gel food coloring. You'll whisk all of that together until it's completely incorporated and you can see it's changed color to that orange color. And then we're going to mix the wet and the dry ingredients together. And you'll want to fold this with a spatula very lightly. With cake batters, you do not want to overmix them. So small little lumps in there is a-okay. It'll cook through in the oven. And then you'll want to divide the batter between the 3 cake pans and then just level them out a little bit with the spatula. And then preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And once it's preheated, you'll go ahead and put your cake pans in there and bake the cakes for 20 to 25 minutes until the cakes are golden brown, and you stick a toothpick inside of the cake in the middle of it and it comes out completely clean. And then you'll take them out and set them aside to cool. And while they're cooling, we'll go ahead and make the frosting. So 1 cup of vegan butter, 4 tablespoons of shortening. You'll blend that with a hand mixer or a stand mixer or a whisk if you want a little workout, and blend that until it's fluffy. Then we're going to add the zest of 1 other orange, a dash of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of the same orange gel food coloring, and a teaspoon of the almond extract again, and start blending that together. And then we're going to take the 2 cups of powdered sugar and in portions put the powdered sugar in there, blend it up until it's incorporated, then add more, blend it up again, and then the final powdered sugar and blend it up. And if it's a little too stiff, what you'll need to do is add a little bit of orange juice, and I think it heightens that orange flavor. And then you'll get your frosting. And once the cakes are cooled, you'll go ahead and flip them out of their cake pans. Go ahead and place the cake on your stand of choice. And you'll want to cut off the caramelization on the cake. So you'll go around with a serrated knife until you've gotten most of the caramelization off of there. That middle part right there, that's totally fine. Then take some of your frosting and smooth it out with a spatula until it's nice and even. And you'll go ahead and repeat this process for the middle layer. Again, cutting off the caramelization, putting on some of the frosting, and smoothing that around. And then lastly, with the 3rd layer, go ahead and top that off, and then we're going to crumb coat our cake, which is pretty much just making sure that none of the crumbs come off with just a very thin layer of frosting. So go ahead and put some of your frosting on with the spatula and spin the cake around. And you see how it's a very thin layer of the frosting there. Just keep doing that until it seems like the whole cake is covered. And then refrigerate it for at least half an hour. And then once that is done, you'll go ahead and frost your cake. So again, kind of like the crumb coat, but with a thicker layer of the frosting. You'll go ahead and go around the cake, making sure it's all even, that you don't necessarily see through the frosting with the cake unless that's the aesthetic that you're going for. And then there you go, just make sure it's all level and smooth. And then I did add a detail to the top of the cake just by pressing down my spatula a little bit while I was spinning it. And then this is a little trick you can do. Take a little snack bag and then take the extra frosting with a piping tip and use that as a piping bag. And I just piped little things on the top of the cake just for added pizzazz on there. And then with the extra cake crumbles, like the tops, what I did is I crumbled it up and then I decided to put it on the side of the cake just for some added decoration. That is completely optional if you just want to snack on that too. I'm not going to judge. And then I just added a little orange, what is that? A slice on top of it. And there you go. We've got our orange creamsicle cake. Definitely has that iconic orange creamsicle color to it. And I gotta say, with that almond extract, it definitely tastes a lot like how I remember the popsicle tasting. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Go ahead and comment below if you guys think that you are going to try out this recipe. And if you do, tag me on your social media. I have all of my links down below. And also, if you don't follow me already, go ahead and do that, especially on Instagram, because I post on there every day, and that's where you'll get the inside scoop on things, and you guys get to have more of like a interaction with me in regards to what I end up putting on my YouTube. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already. Subscribe on here too if you haven't done that as well, and hit the bell so that you're notified every time I do post another video. And not only that, like this video if you liked it. And that is it. Again, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and as always, happy baking. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.